How's everyone doing? Today I have an awesome-tastic Blu-ray and DVD mail day with 9 pickups, and I'm going to try to do this thumbnail face, and hopefully nothing falls or slides, because this is a monstrous one. And if you've seen any of these movies or TV shows, definitely let me know what you think of them. And whew, I'm so glad nothing fell on that one. First up, I'm going to cover the 2 big box sets right here. These are the only DVDs, but I kind of wish that they were Blu-ray, but I understand. I feel like a lot of people that buy certain TV shows buy mostly DVD, and DVD is still the #1 selling physical media format for movies. People seem shocked by that. I've had people comment in videos before, who buys DVDs anymore? Most people, actually, that buy movies and TV shows still overwhelmingly buy DVDs. It blows my mind as well, but I feel like this is kind of like a niche audience on here. We appreciate, the audio and picture quality and things like that more than the average person, which is why we're on here talking about that. Most of my friends aren't into movies to this degree. They're more casual viewers, casual fans, and they certainly don't collect. I don't have any friends that collect movies, except for friends that I've made on here. I've actually made real life friends from YouTube, which is awesome. I love talking movies and TV on here and finding new stuff, but making those connections, making those friendships, that's what is the best to me on here. But let's go ahead and get into it. First up is Beverly Hills 90210. This is the Ultimate Collection. Initially, I saw a press release and it was called the Complete Collection, which I don't know, I like that a little bit better. They've had, complete series releases for this before, but not including the new season, BH 90210. And there we go. And this is how many? 74 DVDs in here. And I go ahead and read over the technical aspects. So the runtime is 215 hours and 34 minutes for the main series, and then 4 hours and 18 minutes for the recent series that just came out. I'm actually surprised it didn't get renewed. It was just the 1 season. But I was a big fan of the original series growing up, and let me know if you watched this growing up and who your favorite character was on here. I really enjoyed it, and they follow them from high school to college, and you get invested in the characters. And I was a big fan of Tiffany Amber Thiessen, so I was super happy when she came to this show. Kelly Kapowski was like my #1 celebrity crush as a kid. It was like my first big crush. I remember having a poster of her on my wall. I still have that poster, actually. Funny enough, I went to get a bunch of movies and stuff, and my mom kept the poster and said, oh, you could put it in your garage or something like that. I was like, I'm not going to do that. That's kind of weird. But I don't know. I think it's also interesting that, that poster, it's so old now, from the early 90s, I guess, 91, 92, something like that. But I digress. Back to this. I was super happy when she came onto the show. There she is right there. I love the artwork design for this release, CBS Paramount release. And I'll go ahead, I'm going to do a proper unboxing for it, but I'm just, going to go ahead and show you a little bit right here and, give you a preview of what the sets look like. They're in these swing trays like this. I mean, there's so many discs in here, so, I appreciate the swing tray, and the discs are stacked as well in here. I mean, they kind of have to be. Again, there's just so many discs, 74 in total. So yeah, it's just the gray discs. But the thing about it that I appreciate is each one has the episodes on there. So I definitely like that. And then if you get behind here, you can see that there's, I'll take these discs out, on each disc, the seasons and then the episodes on there too, in the interior liner. So I definitely appreciate that. And I put these discs back in. And I like the artwork as well. I think that's a big, nice point to have in there. It's not just, kind of a singular artwork choice, that each one is different for the seasons. This one has seasons 1 through 3 for the first big case like this. And then the next one is seasons 4 through 7. And then seasons 8 through 10 on the third one. And then the BH 90210 for that one right there too, the complete. Well, it's just the 1 season, but I'm really surprised that it didn't get picked up for another season. Who knows? Maybe it will again. Again, includes the original series and then the 2019 BH 90210. The Peach Pit, you know, I'm gonna enjoy revisiting that and all the cast and characters. This was a big part, you know, of my childhood. This was a super popular show. So definitely excited to have this and to check out the new season as well. The new series. So very excited. And beautiful design for, I think it's very vibrant, very fitting, the, you know, all the artwork choice that they chose for it for each set, or I mean each, I'll go ahead and show you. There's some more right there for each one of those cases that, you know, include the several seasons. Then next up is CSI New York, the complete series. Again, same design. I think they did a great job with the packaging right here. And this one is 55 DVD set. And for 10 years, 2004 to 2014, and 141 hours and 18 minutes, and over 9 hours of special features. So I definitely appreciate that. Good artwork design here as well. If you are a fan, let me know which of the CSIs is your favorite, who's your favorite character. And, you know, I'm definitely looking forward to revisiting this and CSI as well. I remember watching CSI a bunch. One of the very popular series and different spin-offs as well. Now let's go ahead and get into the movies. First up is Super 8. I can't believe this is 10 years old already. This was from 2011, directed by J.J. Abrams, the king of lens flares. He actually directed a few different you know, movies, and I feel like he's done a lot of producing, but one of the movies that he directed was Mission Impossible 3, and I mentioned that because there's a Mission Impossible movie in this stack. But I really enjoyed the heck out of this one. Essentially, you know, an alien, you know, coming out after, you know, there's a train wreck, and these little kids who are, you know, filming, they accidentally witness it all, and I really like the cast here too. And produced by Steven Spielberg, and really excited to revisit this one and check out the new 4K transfer for it. A bunch of special features on here, 8 featurettes, commentary, 14 deleted scenes. I don't think I've checked out the deleted scenes before. You know, kind of coming of age and, you know, small town, you know, an alien and, you know, military cover up and things like that. And you know, they don't want to work with the small town deputy. And there's also different other issues going on, character relationships and how they interact, and different trauma that's happened, especially to the main actor right here. He lost his mother. It's like the very first beginning of the movie. They talk about that and how that intertwines between different characters. Elle Fanning on here is the love interest of the young kid. Some really good supporting cast in here too. So I'm definitely looking forward to revisiting this one. I just can't believe that it's been a decade already, but really excited to check this one out from Paramount. And next up is Fast and the Furious, the 20th anniversary edition. Where is the time going? 20 years for this? Has it really been 20 years? This launched a franchise. I mean, you know, Hobbs and Shaw, the spinoff, and was there 9 in the regular franchise now, or the 9th one coming out? There's also a Best Buy exclusive of this one too. This is the regular one. The Best Buy exclusive has like a booklet and some art cards. I'm not necessarily, I feel like, I don't know, to each their own. I feel like that's the booklets I'm cool with. I love booklets, especially when it has behind the scenes information, photos and stuff like that. But the art cards, I'm not a big fan of the art cards. I just feel like it's unnecessary, just extra stuff that I never usually do anything with. You look at it when I, you know, first get it and that's it. And then it just gets put away. And I don't know, there's a whole bunch of, you know, things where special editions come with all this, you know, superfluous stuff, and just, I don't know, sometimes I wish it didn't. But again, to each their own. This was actually sent over to me from High Def Ninja, which is a website that deals with, you know, movie news, Blu-ray news, 4K news, stuff like that. There's a few websites like that out there, but one of the things I really appreciate about High Def Ninja is the sense of community on there. They have different forums, they have giveaways and stuff like that too. And it just feels like a more of a sense of community, which I definitely appreciate. They sent this over to essentially, you know, show you that this exists. This is a release from Universal and overview. And, you know, I've already shown it on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me there. Same name as this channel, Absolute Sublime 1. And, you know, oftentimes I'll post before, you know, what I get before I post actually on here. But really nice steelbook, some special features on here. And I'll go ahead and do a quick unboxing. It has a digital copy. I'm going to give the digital copy away in a, I guess, another post. But it's a 2-disc. You got the 4K, and then you got the Blu-ray right there. And then I love that shot. Great interior artwork. It's so interesting how this initially, this movie and franchise was about, racing cars. And now they're like spies and jumping out of planes and driving tanks and, saving the world, essentially. So it's so interesting how far this franchise has come and how popular it is. But yeah, I remember watching this in the theaters when it came out and, loving it. It was, I remember at the time also too that it, kind of, created a rush and there's more people drag racing and stuff like that. And unfortunately, this movie was getting blamed for some of the accidents and fatalities that were related to those, car races and stuff. I'm thankful that, you can't blame it on the movies or the music or anything like that. Ultimately, they say that for video games and rap music and all kinds of stuff like that, violence. And ultimately, it's up to the person making those decisions. And you can't blame any outside factors. But I'm thankful that sometimes, that could ruin a franchise. Thankfully, that wasn't the case here. Common sense prevailed. But yeah, such a fun franchise. Let me know what your favorite sequel for the Fast and the Furious is. And let me know who your favorite character. I mean, there's been a lot of different people in there. And it's interesting to think, there's a drama between Vin Diesel and The Rock. I think the last one, they couldn't be on the same scene together. Crazy stuff. I don't know. That's interesting to me. I feel like you hear about different, drama and stuff like that. I feel like more so back in the day, not as much recently. So interesting. Next up is Minari, which I love this movie. So beautifully shot. The cinematography is amazing. The framing, there's certain shots where it's like you're seeing through the different plants and stuff, and while you see the characters walking forward. Really enjoyed this film. Very heartwarming about a Korean family moving to Arkansas in the 80s and trying to grow, all these different plants and vegetables and stuff on a farm. And they move into like this trailer and they're really struggling essentially. It's a husband and wife and their 2 kids. And this kid right there, David, has a heart condition. And, they're afraid, that he could pass away at any time because of it. And then the wife's mother right there, the grandmother, moves in with them as well. And she's so good. I love it. She was amazing. She won the Academy Award, and rightfully so. She was tremendous in her performance. So I definitely appreciate that. Steven Yeun, who I always think of from, The Walking Dead, he's done so many things since then. And this is another one that really shows his range and talent as an actor. And while Nomadland, I think, is an excellent film and definitely in my top 5 of the year for 2020, Minari is my favorite movie of 2020. And I would prefer to see it win Best Picture over Nomadland. And Frances McDormand as Fern, she won the Oscar for Best Actress. And I definitely think Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman should have won that. For me, Frances McDormand, her face really didn't change throughout the movie. Maybe like 1 or 2 quick scenes, and she didn't have a ton of dialogue, and we didn't really need to see her take a dump either. And a few other things. I definitely love the movie and the message of it, but definitely prefer Minari, and I definitely prefer Carey Mulligan's performance for Promising Young Woman. And one of the things that I think a lot of people are going to talk about in this movie is the little kid David peeing in the grandmother's drink. He pours out this medicinal drink and pees in the cup and gives it to the grandmother, and then he like runs out the door. And later, they're bonding, and then the little kid David right there, he says, "Grandma, how does pee taste?" I thought that was just hilarious. But this is such a heartwarming, touching movie. The cinematography, the score, it's just so beautiful. Easily my favorite movie of the year. And there are some great films of 2020. I feel like because of everything going on in the world, there were a little bit less to choose from. And, maybe it felt to some people watered down, but there's still some incredible films out there for the year. And I really love Yoo Jung-yoo, who was the grandmother right there. And, how she's not the typical grandmother. She doesn't, cook or anything like that. And she's a little bit wilder and more free-spirited. And I really love her character. And she definitely deserved her Oscar award for her performance for Best Supporting Actress. And I love her speech too, and her interaction with Brad Pitt. The best part of the Oscars right there was her, for sure. Those Oscars to me was a huge disappointment. Easily the worst Oscars ever. It's always political, but this one was so heavy-handed, and it just, the decorum just wasn't there. The speeches, just everything about it. I don't need to see Glenn Close doing twerking. There's so many things. The speeches, Daniel Kaluuya's speech, even Frances McDormand's speech, her multiple times she was on stage. It's so, I don't know what happened with the Academy Awards this year, but it's supposed to be like the highest decorum for film. That's what you would expect, but it just wasn't the case. But at least there was a shining moment right there with her, who is a well-known Korean actress, and she did an excellent job here. And incredible film, incredible performances across the board. The child actors, the Stephen Yeun, you think of him for horror, especially for The Walking Dead. Glenn, he was like my favorite character on that show, and the most brutal death in TV history, probably. He was also in Mayhem, which was a great horror movie too. If you like Belko Experiment, I think you'd appreciate Mayhem. He was also in the Korean movie Burning, so he can definitely do dramatic roles, and he's showing he is a wide range of acting, and I can't wait to see what he does in the future too. I'd like to see him, take his hand at directing, and I definitely love the heck out of this this film. And again, it's beautiful, touching story about immigrants coming to America. And I know this is directed by Lee Isaac Chung, and he was basically saying, it initially stemmed from his memories as a child, and it's almost, autobiographical, a lot of it, because, that's, he grew up on a farm like that, and, the different struggles in that realm. And I think all the actors did a really good job, and their portrayals too, and some special features right here. This is from Lionsgate. This is an A24 studio production, and A24 gets a lot of love. They have a ton of fans talking about fanboy kingdoms and stuff like that. People go crazy for A24. I don't love all their films. It's definitely a mixed bag for me, but one of the things I really appreciate about A24 is they have some unique creative ideas. They take risks for their films, even if they're not always the best. They've introduced me to a lot of great films, so I'm always willing to check out what they release. Again, even if I don't like the film, I can appreciate some of the risks that they take, some of the creativity and uniqueness. But this one, again, was just, you see the dynamic between the family and the drama right there, and them struggling. I didn't know this was a thing. There's a whole job where you check the sex of chickens, little chicks, the babies, and the males get thrown away and burned, incinerated, because they're not useful for producing eggs and stuff like that. Sad right there. But that's a whole job. I don't know if it still is, but it was back, I guess, in the 80s. So that was interesting. And just, them struggling to make the ends meet, and, the water for the plants and everything like that, the crops. And again, really strong performances here. Beautiful, touching movie about, a Korean family trying to survive and make it during that time period, and adapt to, different cultures as well. Highly recommended. Next up is The Father. This is one that I haven't seen yet, but Anthony Hopkins won the Academy Award, and I've heard nothing but great things about his portrayal here. A lot of people saying it was his best performance of his career, which is high praise given how many great things that he's done. Let me know what your favorite Anthony Hopkins movie is outside of Silence of the Lambs. He was only in that movie for such a short time, and he won Academy Award. He was great in there. This one right here is just about a father who is dealing with Alzheimer's, and he's refusing help from his daughter right there, Olivia Colman. And I know the director here, Florian Zeller, has a film in pre-production called The Son. So I don't think there's any connection there as far as the father here, but I just think that's kind of interesting. The father and then the son for the movie titles. From what I've heard, he has such an amazing performance here. I know there was shockingly, I guess not shockingly, there was a lot of backlash about him winning, because people thought Chadwick Boseman should have won. I think the biggest thing was because Chadwick Boseman passed away, but that doesn't mean you win an Oscar. And, you know, I still haven't seen Ma Rainey's Black Bottom was the name of the movie, I think. I think it's dealing with like jazz singers and stuff like that. But yeah, again, you know, it's definitely sad. I think he's a tremendously talented actor. Again, 42. Get On Up was my favorite performance from him. I love that one as James Brown, but may he rest in peace. But again, there's a huge outrage and outcry that he didn't win. And I think that's, you know, ridiculous, honestly. His performance might not have been as good as Anthony Hopkins, who is an acting legend. And just because somebody passes away, that doesn't mean you win something. That's not how the world works. There's no participation trophies for the Oscars. But I just saw, was it 21 Bridges, which it was sad to see, knowing now what he was going through at the time, to see that performance too. He looked like he had lost a lot of weight, and I think that's definitely a big loss. I think he was a super talented actor, but it was shocking to see the backlash. I guess not so shockingly, considering, I don't know, sometimes the lack of common sense in the world out there. But also the Oscars wouldn't let Anthony Hopkins do a video recorded acceptance speech because, you know, he's older. He wasn't going to come over there. He's in Wales, so he did a live acceptance speech the next morning, and then he, you know, also commended Chadwick Boseman as well. So very, you know, smart of him to do so. But this is one I'm looking forward to checking out. Again, Anthony Hopkins, an amazing actor, and I hate these stupid Rotten Tomatoes. It's printed on there. It's not even a sticker. Rotten Tomatoes, I think, is to me a terrible movie rating site. I still don't understand how it became so popular, where it's to the degree where it's printed on the slipcover, not even a sticker. I would normally peel them off. One of my biggest issues is, you know, as great as this movie is, as great as the performance is, 100% you're saying this is a perfect movie. I just can't buy into that. There's very few perfect movies. And that's my biggest issue. It's either like a 20 or a 90. Like, there's no middle ground for these ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. And I don't know, I just can't get into it. I feel like I've seen so many ridiculous ratings, one extreme to another. And that's my biggest issue. Like, IMDb is the one that is grounded in reality for what I check out, what I utilize for, you know, movie reviews and ratings of that. So IMDb should be on all of these, in my opinion. This was released from Sony, and you know, the special features on there, I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out. Deleted scenes and making of, and you know, kind of with the portrait. So definitely expecting big things from Anthony Hopkins. He never lets down as far as his performances. You know, sometimes he, you know, takes over a scene in a movie overall. Sometimes a action performance can be better than the movie itself. I've seen that many times. I don't know if that'll be the case here or not. But next up is the Snoopy Collection from Paramount. This includes A Boy Named Charlie Brown, Snoopy Come Home, and then two movies that haven't been on Blu-ray before. It's Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown, and Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown, and Don't Come Back. I love that one. I love the Peanuts films and you know, shorts and things like that, and the Snoopy Collection. I'm definitely excited to check these ones out. I know I've seen Boy Named Charlie Brown, Snoopy Come Home before. I don't think I've seen Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown, and Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown, and Don't Come Back. So definitely looking forward to this. It's a 4-disc set, comes with digital copies, and each movie has its own code. But there you go. There's the swing tray with the title on each disc. So I definitely appreciate some of these, you know, classic Peanuts films coming to Blu-ray for the first time as well, for 2 of them. So there you go. Really nice release. Let me know what your favorite Peanuts, you know, film. I mean, there's a couple ones that are always in the top. You know, when you talk about the Peanuts, you know, shorts and specials and films and stuff like that. But let me know your favorite. Next up is the Tom and Jerry movie. This is the new one. I like a lot of the characters in here that I feel like often work for, you know, comedic films. I like Ken Jeong a lot. I think he's hilarious. His mannerisms, the voice. I feel like he should be doing a ton of voice acting. But I also really like Michael Pena, Chloe Grace Moretz. You've got Colin Jost in here too, and Rob Delaney. So it looks like it's gonna be a fun movie. I've heard mixed things on here. It's bringing a classic, cartoon to, modern audiences and, a feature-length film. So I guess, it's a New York City hotel and they're going to have this big wedding. And then Tom and Cherry are, creating chaos. And I guess they have to work together to save the day at the end of it, which is, you've seen that in a few of their cartoons. But I like the cast in here. And I mean, it's a classic cartoon. So this one will be a fun time to maybe watch after like a serious movie like The Father. Next up is another one that blew me away of how long it's been. 25th anniversary edition for Mission Impossible, the first one, 1996. Mind-blowing to me. Holy moly. I just can't get over that. And this is a newly remastered release, and it has a collectible car decal. So if you want to put that on there, Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt. Let me know what your favorite Tom Cruise movie is. A lot of people put him down, and that boggles my mind because I think he's an amazing actor, does his own stunts, like crazy stunts. And he's been in so many amazing films. Check out his filmography on IMDb. But for me, my favorite Tom Cruise movies may not be some of your favorites, like some of the popular like 80s ones and stuff like that, and action ones. My favorite ones are Vanilla Sky, The Last Samurai, Minority Report would be on there too, and Collateral. Those would be like my top 4. Jerry Maguire might be, just the emotions in there. I really enjoy that one. But so many great, amazing action films too. The palpable tension in this one, that scene right there, just, made me sweat, I mean, such an amazing, tense scene. Espionage, and then this is directed by Brian De Palma. Let me know what your favorite Brian De Palma movie is. So many great films that he's done. Phantom of Paradise, Carrie, Sisters, Dressed to Kill, one of my favorites. So many great films. But yeah, let me know your favorite Brian De Palma film. Hey, maybe it's Mission Impossible. But let me go ahead and show you the car decal on here. There you go. So this was based on the old TV series back in the day. A new transfer, a bunch of special features on here too. And there we go. And I always, the supporting casting was really good too. Big fan of Jean Reno, Leon the Professional, one of my all-time favorites. But excited to check out the new transfer for it, and such a phenomenal action movie. Let me know what your favorite action movie is. And I like the, espionage kind of movies where they mix the action and spy stuff in there too. Let me know your favorite modern sci-fi movie too. But yeah, there we go. Let me know your favorite 2020 movie from 2020. Is it The Father, Minari, Nomadland 1? I really enjoyed the film, but I don't know. A lot of emotions there. I like Land a lot too. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of wish Promising Young Woman got a little bit more recognition, especially Carey Mulligan. I think she should have won over Fern. But yeah, I definitely like Nomadland though as a film. But there we go. Those are the pickups. Let me know if you've seen any of these movies or TV shows and what you think of them. And let me know what your favorite pickup from this collection update is. Leave me those comments down below. And I hope everybody's doing well. Take care.